General Vexlar of the Tarkonian Empire stood on the ridge overlooking the human colony of New Haven, his mandibles clicking in amusement. Below, the primitive settlement sprawled across the valley. Simple structures, agricultural fields, and laughably inadequate defensive positions. His invasion force of 10,000 elite warriors would crush this place within hours. "Commander," his tactical officer reported, "the humans have responded to our ultimatum. They refuse to surrender." Vexlar's translator rendered his response as mocking laughter. "Predictable. What do our scouts report about their defensive capabilities?" "Minimal energy signatures, General. No plasma batteries, no particle shields, no graviton disruptors. They appear to be using kinetic projectile weapons." The officer paused, confused. "Ancient chemical propulsion technology. Our armor should easily—" "Kinetic weapons?" Vexlar interrupted, genuinely surprised. "The humans use rocks and explosives? This will be even easier than anticipated. Order the first wave to advance. Let's show these primitives what happens when they defy the Empire." The Tarkonian ground forces moved forward in perfect formation. 1,000 armored warriors equipped with energy shields and plasma rifles, supported by hover tanks that glided effortlessly across the terrain. They had conquered 43 worlds using these tactics. Number 44 would fall before sunset. Then they heard it. A deep, rumbling growl that seemed to come from the earth itself. For massive shapes crested the opposite ridge, their angular armor painted in desert camouflage. M1A2 Abrams tanks, 68 tons of composite armor and fury, their 120mm smoothbore cannons already tracking targets. The colony's defense force had exactly 12 tanks, relics from Earth's military history that the colonists had brought just in case. Vexlar stared at the primitive machines. "What are those? They don't even hover. They roll on treads? Like cargo haulers." His mandibles clicked in derision. "Ignore them. They can't possibly penetrate our shielding." The lead Abrams fired. The depleted uranium sabot round left the barrel at 1,670 meters per second. The Tarkonian hover tank's energy shield, designed to deflect plasma and laser fire, did absolutely nothing against a solid tungsten penetrator traveling at hypersonic velocity. The round punched through the shield as if it didn't exist, through the hover tank's armor, and out the other side, taking 3 Tarkonian soldiers with it in a spray of alien blood and metal fragments. The hover tank exploded spectacularly, its anti-gravity generators detonating in a chain reaction. For a moment, the battlefield went silent. Then all 12 Abrams opened fire. The Tarkonians discovered several terrifying facts in rapid succession. Energy shields were useless against kinetic penetrators. Their advanced armor crumpled like foil under 120mm cannon fire, and their plasma rifles couldn't scratch composite tank armor even at point-blank range. The Abrams tanks rolled forward at a steady 42 miles per hour, their turbine engines roaring, machine guns chattering as they shredded infantry, main guns firing with methodical precision. "Fall back!" Vexlar screamed into his communicator. "Retreat to secondary positions." But there was nowhere to retreat. The tanks didn't need to aim carefully. Their thermal imaging saw through every concealment. Their ballistic computers compensated for wind and distance, and their reload time was faster than the Tarkonians could reposition. Each shot killed. Every burst of machine gun fire found targets. One Abrams took a direct hit from a Tarkonian plasma cannon. The tankers inside felt the impact, checked their instruments, and kept firing. The plasma had scorched the paint, but hadn't even dented the armor. The battle lasted 23 minutes. Of the 1,000 Tarkonian warriors, fewer than 200 survived to flee back to their landing craft. 8 hover tanks were destroyed. The human casualties: 1 Abrams with a damaged tread, and 2 colonists with minor injuries from falling debris. When Vexlar's bleeding, broken form was pulled from the wreckage of his command vehicle, a human colonel approached him. The insignia on her uniform read, "Martinez, 2nd Armor Division, retired." "You mocked our kinetic weapons," Colonel Martinez said, kneeling beside the alien general. "You thought chemical propulsion was primitive. Let me explain something about humans, General. We've been killing each other with kinetic weapons for 10,000 years. We've gotten really, really good at it. She gestured to the smoking battlefield. That's an M1 Abrams. We designed in the 1970s to fight other tanks. It's almost 100 years old by human standards. Ancient technology. She smiled coldly. And it just destroyed your advanced invasion force in less time than it takes to brew coffee. Vexlar could only stare in shock as his fleet retreated from orbit, broadcasting warnings to the Empire. Humanity's primitive weapons were anything but. Sometimes, the old ways of warfare worked precisely because they were proven, refined, and absolutely lethal. The Tarkonian Empire never attempted another invasion of human space. The intelligence reports were clear. If humans could do this with century-old tanks, no one wanted to see what their modern weapons could accomplish. The M1 Abrams became a legend across the galaxy, a primitive machine that taught an empire to fear human engineering.